listening to The Edward Fowler Show. Now, here's your host, Edward Fowler.
Welcome to another flashback episode of my show. And as we said last time you listened to this, we have Mance Warner on the show. And he talked some interesting... Well, he called my next flashback interview some interesting things, didn't he? If you've not listened to that, you should check it out first before listening to this one, because on this episode, we get the reaction from Salina de Renta, and we dive into many different topics, including Mance Warner. But it's worth a listen, and here it is right now, my full conversation with the lovely Salina de Renta. I am so delighted to have on Salina de Renta, the first ever executive producer of MLW. And now you know who I am now, because before I actually have you on the show here, I've treated you some things previously which you have retweeted / liked before. Did you actually check out anything?
Oh, on Twitter, yes, of course, yes. I think I retweeted them.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Did you like how I said some things about you on the air? Yeah, because I want to know your reaction.
Well, I retweeted the stuff, but I didn't have time to sit down and listen to anything.
Right. Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No.
You want to start all over?
Yeah. Well, I can fill you in. I've said a few things that when you first ran the show, I think you did a not so good job because you had all your goons. I'm going to call them goons, okay? Win all the matches, and even you appear, which is very nice, of course. But I mean, you didn't really need to appear on screen. We knew you were running the show from behind it. We didn't need to see you out in the public, helping you guys to win. But
well, I mean, that's kind of your opinion, because
it is.
If you really look at the numbers,
yeah,
the ratings of the show went further than actually the normal, and that we had. Usually we get around 2,000 people watching when it's airing live.
Right.
It's not live, it's just a live chat on YouTube. But we had nearly 10,000. So, yeah, maybe you don't think it's the right way, but the people I would say they differ.
Yes. Well, we can't argue with the numbers, can we? So, but I agree with you there, and I hope it continues. And I'll give you a suggestion as well. The ratings improve as well when you have Ace Austin on the show. So maybe the next time you produce a show, maybe you can have him on the show in some format to help you to boost the ratings even more.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. You can give me pointers about how to do my job. I can tell you how to do your podcast, but I'm pretty sure that you got that down and I got down my job.
Indeed you do. And you are a very busy lady, as we just talked about. And you've had some issues over the past couple of weeks, and with Mance Warner, we have to mention him, of course. He said some things about you on my show last week here on the Fowler Show.
Of course he did. Of course.
He did. He called you, I'm not going to repeat the same word because I don't really swear. I let my guests swear, but I don't really swear. But he called you the B word, okay? And
yeah.
And he was very angry about you.
I called him a goat fucker. I don't think he can top that.
But he did say to me, though, that any of your goons who you put in front of him, he's going to beat up and, get past him. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only way he was able to handle LA Park was locking him out of a parking lot. So I really doubt that he's going to, take down anybody I put in front of him, because he can lock them out, but take them down? No. That's a big no-no.
No? Okay. Well, one thing you did
He's been around, 2 years? No. There's no way he can take... No.
Well... One thing you took away from him was Sami Callihan, the disgusting guy. That's one thing I agree with you. I'm so happy that you got rid of him. I hated him on my TV screen every week, spitting into his hand and spitting with other people. Ugh, disgusting human being.
He looks like a war hog.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? And I'm glad you got rid of him somehow, but... Mance Warner's got no backup now, has he?
Yeah, that's it. He made one friend. He got into MLW, made one friend, and thought that he was going to take everything down. But honestly, like this is just to show how things go when you face me. So already, like, he lost a friend. What's next? He doesn't have anything else. So I'm going to have to either come for his family or for his, I don't know, life, because there's really nothing left for him.
Well, I mentioned to him that since that you had a running with Konnan, who made his return recently in MLW, he could reunite with him and maybe join forces to take you on.
I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, I think that Mance Warner is a very unique type of individual, and if he really wants to deal with Konnan, now that you mention that, maybe they should work together, because Konnan is a backstabbing son of a bitch. So at any time, and then it's just a matter of time before he betrays him. So yeah, I think they deserve each other. You're right.
Well, thank you very much. Hey, there you go. This is the best podcast in the world. I do my research here, and I bet this is way better than any other podcast you've been on so far. Now, as well, your clients, you're a very busy lady. I want to know the reason behind not keeping low key. He's a very dangerous human being now with that one full-arm punch he's got now, knocking out your people. He got that wiki as well at one point in New York. What's going to happen next?
Well, there's a difference. I wasn't keeping low-key. Low-key was not a possession. Low-key was my partner. And we were running business together, and I have mad respect for him. And no matter what happened, I would always respect him, but we just can't work with each other anymore. Right. We just came to that agreement. It's just not working out. He just likes to go in the business for himself and do things without asking. And honestly, I think his technique has lacked over the past few shows. And when he was with me, it was just not working anymore. At one point, he was on point, sharp, and always winning. And then at one point, he just wasn't. So I just can't afford to have that type of behavior in my group.
Okay, quite interesting. Interesting side of things. There you go. See, Salina Renta is the lady in charge here. Now, LA Park, he's got a chance to cash in anytime for the heavyweight championship, and you're watching closely on Free Sports at 10 p.m. every Monday here in the UK recently, and you were there in Chicago watching on. And did you think that if Brian Law did, Tom Law did win, do you think you would have cashed in that night if he did win the match, or would you have not done it the same way if Fatu have won?
That's the kind of question that I don't like answering, because this is the thing that people just want to know what I'm thinking, and if you know what I'm thinking, you know my next move. So I guess that this is just confidential.
Well, on the subject of LA Park again, he got many opportunities coming his way now, hasn't he? In Dallas, and then the pay-per-view coming up in November. Do you think by November he may have the belt?
Again, confidential. I think I know what you're trying to do. I know you're just trying to do your job, but no, you're not going to get any spoilers or nothing. What I'm going to do is going to be secret. You want to find out? Watch the show.
There you go. Watch the show every Monday, 10 p.m., Free Sports. And, of course, on Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern on beIN Sports. What a unique name that is in the US. And, of course, YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube on Monday nights, midnight here, when it goes up there publicly for the whole world to see. But what upcoming pay-per-view are you looking forward to seeing? Are you looking forward to going to Dallas and going back to the Windy City in November?
I'm definitely looking forward to Dallas, because it's the first time that we go there. I love seeing MLW expand, and I love traveling. I'm always up for new fans. So, yeah, I definitely want to see how the vibe is, how it goes. And I feel that Texas is, very full of Mexicans, and the majority of our roster is Mexican, so I think it's going to be a good mix.
Yeah, but, man, there's not much on in Texas nowadays. Come on, Dallas, the TV show Dallas, great TV show, and there's nothing else there now really until MLW goes there. But it's gonna be quite a boring town.
Well, I mean, United States is generally boring. I don't know what to tell you. Puerto Rico's fun, but I mean it's part of the United States, so I don't. That would be like the only part of America that's good.
Yes. So of course you're from Puerto Rico, as we know. And it's very good, to see you doing something that other women within the US can't do, because you're showing determination. And what is your relationship with the CEO of MLW Court? Is he a great guy to get along with?
Yes, he's the best boss I've ever had, and I don't have many bosses. And I'm gonna tell you, like, Court Bauer has given me a lot of opportunities, such as becoming the first executive producer, first female Latina executive producer in the history of professional wrestling. He also gave me the opportunity of becoming the first ever female Spanish commentator, also in the history of professional wrestling. And when I was nobody, he opened doors for me, and he taught me the business, helped me get in. So, yeah, he's a great guy. Nothing but good things to say about him.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when I tweeted out that I was having done on the show, we did get a few questions in. Somebody called the Blue Roaster, or Rooster, wrote in saying, one real life question, want to know, why do you think managers are less common now than in wrestling's past, and do you think you can change that, and why?
Well, to be honest, I don't know why. I don't know why they stopped doing it, because I think managers are one of the best things in a show. Like, yeah, you have the wrestling, but behind the scenes is really fun to see the drama, and like, there's no better person to do that than a manager. Yeah. And I feel that, yes, because I am where I am right now and MLW is growing, I feel that I can inspire others to try and do the same job as me. They're going to see me and say, oh, that's fun. Look how fun this is. Look how Salina, at the age of 22, is doing this, and the possibilities are endless. So I feel that now this is just the beginning. So throughout the years, with my different accomplishments, I feel that I can inspire others to become managers, and we will probably have that trend back.
There we go. Because I love seeing managers, the evil managers, seeing what dirty tricks they can try and do during the matches, trying to get the upper hand for their clients or for their relationship status and such. But I hope you can change that and bring in more managers in MLW. And we recently had on, you probably know these two women. One of them is Casey Lennox. You know her, don't you? And as well, Aria Blake, who we all saw last week, well, when it did come out 2 weeks ago, got knocked off a ladder thanks to that idiot Brian Pillman Jr. We discussed about having a female division in MLW. Do you think we will ever see that in the future?
I think it's a possibility. I don't think there's something that you can say. I don't think there's anything that you can say, oh, MLW is never going to have that. We're very open to different things, and I just think that whenever we have the opportunity of doing it, we will.
And do you think you'll be a part of the female roster, or do you think you will still stick to being a manager for your clients?
Well, right now, the reason why I haven't wrestled is because I suffered an injury about 2.5 years ago.
Right.
And I started as a wrestler, so I continued to wrestle with that injury, and my leg snapped about 5 different times throughout that year. Then the last time it dislocated, and it just didn't snap back in place like it used to, and I had to get surgery. So I've been out for a year recovering from surgery, and I don't know when I'll be back. So as long as I am not cleared, then I'll probably never touch the ring in that aspect.
Oh, well, I do hope at some point you'll be cleared to come back into the ring, because I know from when I spoke to Aria Blake, she said some really good things about you, about, how you two bonded, and even got your own social media account, don't you, as well? Which you can promote that as well.
Yeah. I met Aria. I would say like during my third match,
Okay.
and she was my third match. And she didn't like me. I liked her. I don't know. I was too friendly, I guess. And she thought I was annoying. Then one day they asked us if we wanted to tag, and the chemistry was so good that everybody was saying, "You guys have to tag. This is so good." And we called ourselves the Spoiled Brats, and we started traveling together. And then she suffered an injury, I suffered an injury, and everything paused. That's how but even though everything paused, everything worked out for me in the end, because I ended up working with MLW with an even bigger character. So I feel that it turned out great.
Yeah, it certainly did, and I'm sure you had a little bit of a saying to bringing your friend to help out with the show.
Absolutely. Honestly, when I got casted, when they first picked me, they asked me if I thought of helping anybody, and I said, yeah, Aria Blake, I think you should look into her. And they did. Yeah,
and now she's with the Dynasty, one of the dominant groups in MLW. And
she's doing really good.
Yeah, she is. She's a great valet for MJF and Richard Holiday and Hammerstone. And out of all the groups in MLW, apart from your own, of course, which other one do you enjoy watching?
I enjoy watching CONTRA Unit.
Yeah.
I really do. I look forward to everything that they do because I like different. And one thing that they are is different. They can certainly create chaos in under 5 minutes. I've seen them. One time that impressed me a lot was when they were in the ring and they started pouring gasoline over people. And I thought that was crazy.
Wow.
That was insane. And there was this other time that they were taking out a guy in a bed, and it was it was Chico Adams actually. They picked him up in one of these medical beds, and Fatu just did a moonsault over him. I thought it was one of the most savage things ever.
Wow.
And, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, well there you go. You're here first on your father's show. She's a big fan of CONTRA Unit. Fatu is one scary human being. But I mean, everyone in the CONTRA Unit are very scary. They are.
Not scary. He's fascinating. There's a difference.
Well, maybe, but for me, it's scary because I found you I found you quite scary as well. Because you're very determined, and you always got your straight face on when the cameras are rolling.
That's true. I mean, and even when they're not, that's just my face. They call it resting Salina face.
Yeah, I don't want you coming over to the UK to slap me up, or Puerto Rican style.
I wouldn't. I don't get my hands dirty.
Yeah, should probably send one of our goons to come and do it instead. But I mean, in the
I would love for you to call LA Park a goon to his face. I would love that.
Well, bring him on the show. We can do it. Bring him on the show. Somebody else actually wants to know. This is from Elfan. They want to know: do you have any plans of more Mexican wrestlers to join your group?
Well, I just thought best yes, say. So, I guess that answers the question. Of course.
Yeah, there you go. Of course it does. So, we keep watching because she won't use any hints here. So it's a good teaser. Get you to watch the program. There you go. I like it. But I mean, somebody else wants to know as well. Matthew Gates says, how long do you plan to be a force in professional wrestling? I'm guessing you're going to be a force for 50 odd years or even longer, probably until you die, won't you?
Yeah, I hope until I die. I met professional wrestling when I was 19, and sadly, because I wish I would have known about it before. And right now, I just want to make sure that I do this for the rest of my life. Doesn't matter if I do anything else on the side. I'm actually pursuing a PhD, so even if I have a different career, professional wrestling will always be part of my life.
Cool. And now, for our UK listeners, we don't know what a PhD is, because we're not very familiarised ourselves with that terminology. It might be called something else, but could you describe what PhD is?
It's a doctorate degree. Ugh, I can't pronounce it. Doctorate degree. There we go.
Okay. Cool. So you mentioned a minute ago about how you came across wrestling when you were 19. Of course, I'm 2 years younger than you. So how did you came across wrestling? Did you just happen to see it somewhere in Puerto Rico or even in America?
Well, it was Puerto Rico's America, but I watched it for the first time in Florida, and it was because I moved to Florida to study to study screenwriting.
Right.
And I went to college, and a film assignment was to study reality TV, and I came across the show Total Divas, and that was the first time I ever saw anything wrestling related. I didn't see a guy wrestling or nothing. I saw a woman, and I was intrigued. I didn't get it. I knew that wrestling existed. I just didn't know what it really was because I never watched the show or never attended. And they were so pretty. I couldn't understand how these hot women decided to become professional fighters instead of models, actresses, or something else. And my curiosity, killed the cat. I went to a professional wrestling school, and the minute that I walked in, I met Santana Garrett, and she was so friendly. She said, "Oh, if you want to try it out, yeah, we can. You roll in for a little bit, and if it's for you, it's for you." And the minute I took a bump, it was amazing. It was the best thing ever.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad your film, your screenwriting helped you come across it, because if that didn't happen, then I don't think MLW would be as interesting without your presence in MLW. I don't think MLW would be as good without you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think there wouldn't be a Salina or Renta. There would probably be I don't know.
Well, there wouldn't be.
I have no idea what it would be.
Yeah, and there wouldn't be a dominant Mexican group followed by you. So we can thank you.
Because who's gonna lead a strong group like that, Konnan? Come on.
Yeah.
Of course. You need me.
Yeah, exactly. And do you have anything to say to Konnan on here? Or have you said anything you want to say to him in his face back in the Windy City?
Everything that I like that I have to say to him, I say to his face. I don't. It's kind of a bitch thing to go on a podcast and then rant, because they're probably not gonna hear it like Mance did. Now I know, but I mean, it's not my style. I like face-to-face on national television. I think that's the best way to deliver messages.
To air your dirty laundry on national TV, okay? That's fine with me. What do you make of Jim Cornette? He seemed like a nice guy on screen. But what is your relationship with him? Because I know you scare him a little bit, because every time you are talking to him, like at the announce table and such, he looks like his eyes pops out every time you shout at him to tend to shut up.
Can you rephrase the question?
Yeah. So like every time Jim Cornette and yourself are on the screen, and he gets a bit nervous about you, because I've seen his eyes pop out like wow, did she just really tell me to shut my mouth?
Well, I mean, he knows that I got some info on him, and he knows I mean it. So I got some stuff that I'm dying to leak, but I just. I'm just waiting for the right time. And he knows that I'm waiting for the right time.
I wonder what this could be about leaking. That'd be interesting to find out in the coming, hopefully, weeks or months in MLW.
Oh, yeah. Pay attention, because you're going to love it. You're in for a treat. I guarantee that.
Oh, I can't wait now. You've got me teased. You got me teased now.
This is career-ending news. This is good.
I'm looking forward to it now. I'm looking forward to it. Now, somebody else has wrote in a tweet to us saying about they want to know, when is she running for governor back here in the island?
No, that's a very island joke, because right now there's a problem with the governor, and they want him to quit because he called somebody a whore. And
he needs to get out.
Yeah, it's not good. He needs to go, and everybody's begging him to quit, but he just won't. And I don't know how it works. I don't know. I'm not running for governor of Puerto Rico. That's never gonna happen.
There you go. You heard it here first. But I mean, you know the wrestling style in Puerto Rico, though, it's very dangerous. You know, it's very dangerous. I would not like to go to a wrestling show in Puerto Rico. It's
No?
the fans are very crazy and very out of control, including the wrestlers.
I don't care. I mean, I'm not scared of Puerto Ricans. I was raised there, 17 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not really scared of going anywhere. I'm pretty sure I'm protected, so I'm good.
Well, you are protected. You are. If you're not, then you'd be firing your crew to say why not.
But I mean, the
me?
thing is, like, if one person slacks, let's say one guy's down, I still have like 15 others, so it's gonna be really hard to get to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this might be a bit of a biased question for you, and you might not even give me an answer about this one. But who is your favorite member in your group, or is everyone in your group your favorite?
I don't have a problem showing nepotism. My favorite is LA Park.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it'd be. Yeah. He's a great athlete. You know, he can do things that size. You know, it's not many people can do of his size, but he can do, isn't it?
Yeah, he's impressive. This is the thing that just keeps amazing me. He has been around for over 20 years, and he can still kill it the same way that he did 20 years ago. So, I mean, that says a lot. It's experience over anything flashy, anything that flips, anything, period. Experience wins every time. Every time. And that's why I have an experienced guy. Because, I mean, I've been in this business, let's say, 3 years. Even though I am quite successful and I don't have, like, all those years, I have people in my team that have it. So it's a perfect combination.
It is. And who would you say then maybe the upcoming star then in your group then?
Well, the thing is that all of them have a lot to offer in very different ways, and I can't tell you this is my upcoming star, because some stuff is still behind the scenes, some stuff I can't talk about, and that's a tough question.
Well, you know, I ask you tough questions on the Fowler show. Many people say it to me all the time that I ask a lot of tough questions because I know what to ask. Other podcasters don't know what to ask, and they get a bit afraid when they get a very intelligent.
You should get an award.
I should do that. I should be an Emmy award-winning broadcaster, Emmy award-winning podcaster. Anyway, back to you, because this is all about you, not about me. You know, would you rather have had LA Parks face the filthy Tom Lawler? You know, because
now there's no point.
I know, but I mean, he's got his rematch, okay, and he may, you know, get the belt back, but
let's be honest, he's not gonna get that shit back. Let's be honest. It's Tom Lawler. He is useless. No, that's not gonna happen. Let's be really honest. Look at Fatu.
Yeah, I know.
And look at Tom. Okay. So no, I'm not even considering that option.
You know, Fatu.
It's a waste of time.
Fatu may injure the LA Park if them two ever did get in the ring. You never know. Fatu is one dangerous human being, and we don't know how long he's going to be in MLW for. But he is quite a dangerous superstar who could injure LA Park. We saw what he did in Milwaukee. It could happen.
The only thing that I can say that is very interesting is that LA Park is undefeated, and so is Fatu. So that's I can't tell you how that's going to work out, but again, Fatu, yes, he's great, but same thing. He's not LA Park. Like I just haven't met any superstar in MLW that is better than LA Park. Honestly, I can't say otherwise. I'm not scared. I can't be scared.
Well, you might be scared on the inside, but on the outside you might not be. But one thing for certain,
I'm not.
One thing for certain, it would be a classic match between Fatu and LA Park if it did happen. But as you say, both undefeated. But
well,
again,
let's see what happens, because Fatu is not even signed. So, like if we look at all technicalities, he shouldn't even have a belt. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we can always sit down and read the MLW rulebook and probably probably he shouldn't have that belt. So let's figure that out. Like, let's just wait. Let's just wait.
Well, as I was going to say, all undefeated streaks all come to an end at some point. So it's only a matter of days before either Fatu or LA Parks get beaten in MLW.
Oh, you mean Fatu?
Oh, you mean Fatu?
The LA Park team, yeah, definitely Fatu. LA Park will not be defeated, period. He is a beast. You cannot, period.
Okay. Let's talk about your other project outside of wrestling. You have a Snapchat. Tell us where my listener can find you on social media.
Yes, all my social media, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. It's Salina de la Renta. And for those of you who can't write it, it is SALINADELARENTA.
Yeah. And I actually got you on Snapchat. And you have some good stories on there. I was watching the one you posted yesterday of your dog, about you were playing with your dog in I think it was your house. And then the next story was you were in like a rescue home, like rescuing another dog, which you put on Twitter as well. Very different side of you, and I thought, wow, this is a very kind, loving person, and I hope...
I mean, I am to animals.
Yeah.
Like, they don't do anything wrong. Humans do.
Yeah, they certainly do. Well, I hope I don't do anything wrong to you. That's the main thing.
Yeah. I have a little toy poodle, and it's almost impossible to not love him. His name is Dr. Pepper, and yes, I rescued a dog recently, but she hasn't come home yet. I just got a video. That video that I posted, I got it from the vet, and she was like, if you want her, I know you're looking for a dog. I know you were looking to buy, but she needs a home. Otherwise, it's probably going to go nap. I was like, oh, no. Yes, I'll rescue her. And she's coming home. We're still debating on the name. I have a bunch of votes because fans got crazy with voting for her name. So I still have to sit down and count and figure out how we're going to name her.
Well, it's good that it's good you're leaving up to the public to decide for you. I like that. Very, very kind of you.
Thank you. I'm a kind woman.
Indeed, you are. You are very kind, and I'm learning more about you now than I did before I had you on the show. So I appreciate you coming on the show. Now, you do some modeling outside of wrestling. You posted it on Twitter as well, of like calendars and stuff. So. What made you get into modeling? Was it because the other women wrestlers who you knew were also doing that and thought, wow, this looks very interesting? I thought, why not do it? Or
I did that before anything. I've been doing performing arts since I was born, honestly. My mom wanted to be a Broadway actress, so she was always very into performing arts. And when I was born, like literally, she put me on stage to play Baby Jesus. Wow. And so I was well, of course I didn't have to do anything. I was a baby, but I grew up on the theater, and I would always do behind the scenes stuff. And then when I started growing, I always told my mom, I want to be a star. I want to be a star. Period. It doesn't matter what I do. I want to. And I tried singing, dancing, modeling, acting, you name it. I tried everything, and I even did sports. I did volleyball. I was terrible. I tried volleyball, softball, ping pong. I did track, which I was actually really good at. Yeah. I was team captain of the soccer team. And,
nice.
So everything has been sports and art. So when I met the sports entertainment business,
yes,
which is I thought it was perfect. I thought it was meant for me.
Yeah. Well, that's good. And congrats. And I hope that when you were the team leader of your soccer team, I hope that you have many games winning under your belt. And do you follow any other sports outside wrestling, or is it just mainly wrestling now, or do you still follow maybe soccer or any other sports?
To be honest, I barely have any time to watch television anymore. I used to love watching different sports, but it wasn't even like I had a favorite team. It was more because my sister's dad, he lived with us for about 10 years, and every time he would watch a game, I would sit down with him and say, yeah, I support this team or this whatever team was against his, just because I thought it was funny. And I actually enjoyed that, but I don't really follow any sports besides wrestling right now.
That's fine, not a problem. But hopefully someday you might be able to relax a little bit and maybe get back into your old traits of watching other sports again, just to see what's going on in the world.
Hopefully, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
Working with international superstars and going to college is definitely time-consuming.
Indeed, and many people don't realize you actually are, actually contacting these talents, and
Yep.
I bet you're being contacting loads every single day and negotiating and such like that. We can't wait to see who is coming next from AAA or wherever else you get them from. But I mean,
it's a lot of traveling.
It must be quite hard to find the right talent, though, mustn't it?
Yes, and it definitely is, because finding the right talent is not just about who is a good wrestler. Because, I mean, yeah, there are good wrestlers out there that don't look good. And there are good wrestlers out there that can't talk. There's good wrestlers that you can't take their mask off. There is, like, so many things than just that. And there's people that, you say, oh, this wrestler is amazing, yeah, but he's never on time.
Yeah.
Or is very hard to get a hold of. So, yeah, there's a lot of things that you think somebody's perfect. And, yeah, you would say, I think this person fits perfect in MLW, but this. And then there's always a but. So it's not easy.
No, and I bet it's quite stressful as well to make sure that you pick the correct one who you think will be a good addition to the roster.
For sure, and dealing with people in real life, like you see how something so little as somebody spilling a beer on me, like cost all this issue. Like, imagine personalities in real life. It's egos, and it's hard, man. If I don't get what you want, then you're gonna say, no, working for Salina is the worst. But it was a small thing.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's really hard to keep a reputation, keep everybody happy, and get the job done the right way, and book the right people, and make sure everybody's there on time. Plus cameras, plus lights, plus a million things that you have to do when you expect to produce a show. It's very time consuming, guaranteed.
I bet it is, and I bet it's quite fun though at the same time, learning different aspects of what goes on to produce a TV show, and I bet it's quite exciting to be able to do anything you want, because you're basically running the show.
I love how it makes me feel like the puppet master, but even though I call the shots, I tell who's doing what, it is stressful. So yes, it is an exciting, stressful situation.
I got a question for you as well then. What is your favourite thing to do behind the scenes when producing a show then? What's your favourite aspect?
My favorite?
Yeah.
It's hard. I would say my favorite is when we get to sit down, the production team, and look over the show and see it, how everything is coming together after all the storm and all the stress. You see how this is a really good product. And when we sit down and enjoy that last view of the show, it's more like, man, I'm proud of myself. This is what we did. And we can relax after that. I would say that's my favorite part.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure the people love every episode, and we can't see what you do next. And, now then, this is my fun bit of the show, because I love this. I put people on the spot now. So I'm putting you on the spot now. Who can you properly say who you think should come on the Fowler show following you on this show?
I don't think I get your question.
Okay, so I'm wondering, who do you think, who would you suggest for me to contact to come on this show next after you?
Contact next. You know what? Interview Brian Pillman.
Oh, there we go. Good one. That's a good choice, isn't it? Why would I want to interview that idiot Brian Pillman Jr. for after he threw off your friend and after saying that to go on my show a great person. All she's trying to do was help her teammate out, and he didn't even look where he was punching and knocked her off the ladder. You know, do you think that's
I just think Brian talks a lot, and I feel like you guys will get along.
Oh, okay. I'll see what we can do. Maybe the people of MLW can make it happen. I will get in contact with them and see what they can do. You know, but is there anyone from your gang who thinks would be a great addition to the show, or do you think they don't really speak much?
I mean, do you speak Spanish?
Well, not really. I can do hola, adios amigo, si. That's all I know.
Yeah. Then it's the odds are not in your favor, buddy, because they don't speak English.
Well, but maybe we can have a translator. Maybe we can have a translator on the show.
Nah, no way. I cannot sit down and translate 45 minutes of somebody else's life. Come on. But if your budget is that good, then you can probably afford your own translator.
Yeah, definitely can. Thank you for your suggestion. Anyway, it's been a pleasure having you on my show. Have you enjoyed it? That's the main thing. Yes. I'm really hungry, but yes, I've enjoyed it. What's your Thank you for your time. You're welcome. What is your favorite food, and what is your favorite go-to snack or food you have to have when traveling around? Well, my favorite food period would be my cheat meal, because I have a very strict diet, but I love tacos. Authentic Mexican tacos are my favorite. Ooh. I don't really get to eat much of the stuff I like, honestly. I eat like protein, egg whites, and stuff that's not necessarily my favorite, but it's the best for my body, so yeah. I got to do what I got to do. Yeah, exactly. You have to do what you do. And I think, personally, protein helps you to stay fit and healthy and not be ill. Because I have protein, and I'm rarely ever off ill. Rarely ever. So I always think protein. But I am rarely ever ill, and I think it's because of the protein, I think. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I'm rarely sick. The only time that this year that I had any problems, it was a cold, and it was because I was traveling a lot and the weather kept changing badly. Like, it was under 8 at one point, and then I went to another place that was like 90-something degrees, and then the next day I went somewhere else that was 30, and it was bad. I lost my voice. Oh, I actually did an MLW show with my voice like that, and people were like, "Oh no, she's sick," and I was like, "Nah, I'm not really sick. It's just that, like, I had a cold, and all of a sudden I have no voice, but I'm good. I feel good." Yeah. That to me, that's because on January, I actually lost my voice for a day. I never lost my voice in my life beforehand until January of this year. So that was quite a new experience for me, because it was very hard not to speak. You know, wanted to speak so badly, I couldn't speak. So I feel what you mean. But yeah, it's been a pleasure. And by the way, congratulations on reaching over 20,000 followers now on Twitter. Because thank you. You're welcome. And I'm one of them. I'm one of your 20,000 followers now. Thank you. I've been following you for before 20,000, so don't worry, not recently, like a few months ago. I appreciate it. You're welcome. And I don't know why, like, Twitter grows so slow. I have on Instagram like nearly 68,000, but wow, I don't know why. Maybe because Instagram is more for pictures and people like seeing bikini pics, and Twitter is more for talking. I guess that's why. yeah. Well, my Twitter is very slow. I will never get to your height. Don't worry about it. I'll never get to 20,000 followers. It's a bit too much for me on Twitter, basically. But yeah, we do have. I do have a few people follow me on Twitter. You know, I've got some Fox LA news anchors. Got Mance Warner follow me on there. Got Marty the Moth from Lucha Underground. He follows me on there. Even had some retweets from yourself, Brian Pillman Jr. actually. So he must know who I am. Probably. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I don't really talk to Brian. I just suggested him for the reason I told you. Yes, absolutely. So I'll let you go now, actually, because we were going to finish up anyway. So thank you for your time, Salina Della Renta. And that was my full conversation with Salina Della Renta. I hope you enjoyed what she had to say about Mance Warner and all the other topics we drove into during this conversation. And it's good to see that Salina Della Renta is still very much active and busy in Major League Wrestling, and you can check them out, of course, every week on YouTube, also on Thriller TV, used to be known as Fight TV. They follow me on X, and this was not brought to you by them at all. I should point that out. But I can't wait for you all to hear the next flashback episode as well. But if you want to see this podcast growing and reaching more eyeballs, then all you have to do is give me a 5-star rating on your favorite platform, likely on Apple Podcasts. Give me a review as well on Apple Podcasts. Tell everybody about why you listen to this show, and it will boost this show to more people on Apple Podcasts and elsewhere as well, because the algorithms work in a mysterious way. And if you want to see this show being put up there with all the other similar shows, then that's all you need to do. Simple as that. It takes less than a minute to do. But until the next flashback episode, enjoy the rest of your day.
You've been listening to The Edward Fowler Show. Subscribe and leave a rating on Apple Podcasts, or follow on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts to get new and flashback episodes every week. More on Facebook and Instagram at Edward Fowler Show and edwardfowlershow.com.